Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to another Fallout 4 modding video. Today, we're checking out, of course, another Commonwealth weaponry release. This time around, we're not doing anything from a past game, and we're actually doing something a bit more obscure, kind of like our old mods. Nothing too mainstream, nothing that well known. We're doing the 45 machine pistol, as it's named in our mod, but in real life it is known as the Enfield MP45. Now, usually I do a good bit of research on my mods, especially if it's a weapon that's lesser known. This time around, I did enough to get my assets ready and get good reference images, and I know a very small amount about the gun, but for the most part, this thing is an enigma to me, and it's pretty cool and bizarre. I have no idea how well manufactured it is. I have found listings for this, so you can actually buy this, theoretically. But the Enfield MP45 is very similar to a Tech 9. You can tell from its profile almost immediately, and it's also the animation set that we use, that this thing does, in fact, look quite a lot like in Tech 9. It's pretty close, except that it's in 45, and has some other small changes to its design, like some very interesting iron sights, and a really, really cool rail mounting system that was, honestly, I think the thing that sold it to us as to why we wanted to make this next. The rail for sights actually mounts directly onto the iron sights. There's two holes on either side of the sight guards, and you just shove a rod through that and it holds it in place, and that's just super funny because you know that those sights are not staying zeroed. And the overall makeshift vibe of this thing and the super scrappy build, along with all the cool welds and stuff, to me made it a perfect raider gun. Plus you slot it in 45 and you have a wonderful addition to the sandbox. Now, yes, there is already a very fast-firing 45 SMG in the base game, but we all know that the vanilla submachine gun, it's not balanced very well at all, and it's kind of boring and not too great for a Thompson, to be honest. And this one's a pistol, which makes it have a lot of cool factor. Now, it does come in full auto only, so that is its designated spot in the sandbox for us. Again, we know there's already something like that in vanilla, but we've done so many mods at this point that now we can finally start to have a little bit of overlap where we don't feel like we always need to find something new and unique. Sometimes something can just look cool, and man, this thing does. I think this works as a great weapon to fill out the Raider level lists. There are so many guns already out there, and this is going to be another great one that is just perfect for Raiders and Raiders only. It does spawn on more than Raiders, but still, I think it's a great Raider weapon, and that's why we also did a Raider unique for this guy. I love doing Raider paint jobs for uniques, and it's been a long time since we've done one, so I'm glad we finally get to do another one. That makes me quite happy. Now, like I said, this thing does have, of course, custom models and textures. Everything is made from scratch for this mod. It also has custom animations that have been tweaked a little bit by our team, including Mac and Shiager. The original animations coming from Haru. As usual for our mods, this thing does have leveled list integration. It comes with a unique that you can go track down in the Commonwealth, and this time it does spawn on a boss, which is always a whole lot of fun. There are a million attachments to play with, of course, and overall, tons of customization options for you as the player to do with this weapon to make your dream little machine pistol. I think the design of this thing looks great for Fallout. I think it's a cool East Coast counterpart to the grease gun that was featured in New Vegas. Now, a little bit about those leveled lists. If you want to get your hands on this weapon, it does spawn out in the world after level 10. You can pick it up off of Raiders, Gunners, Minutemen, Triggermen, and you can purchase it from vendors. Now, when it comes to obtaining the unique, I am going to save the location and guide for that for later, so that you can be in a spoiler-free zone that you can skip past if you don't want to spoil that for yourself. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get in-game so we can talk about the many details of this mod, like its attachments, its animations, all that fun stuff that I know you guys would like to see. So for starters, as usual, let's go ahead and check out the stat block for this guy and get a look at the model up close and live where you can see this thing. It is a pretty simple weapon. I know it is a tube with some welded pieces of sheet metal, but I mean, what's more Fallout-y than that? Sometimes we do like to challenge ourselves and grab a pretty cool or unique weapon with some cool intricate designs, but sometimes the basics are necessary too. It really helps flesh out your game and add everything you could possibly need for your load order. Sometimes you need a gun just to fight on the Raiders. Maybe this isn't even for you. This is just something that you're going to see all the bad guys using. Now, this thing has a base damage of about 20, I believe. That doesn't seem right. I'm wondering if this didn't get its automatic damage reduction. That's something I may need to confirm with Pig. I'm not entirely sure. I do not handle the CK stuff that much anymore. I'm mostly just models and textures. And we didn't discuss a whole lot on this one, so maybe that should be lower, but I believe that the base damage is sitting around 20, 21, because I have the perks that will boost that up to double, so that sounds about right. It does use 45s, of course, which means no munitions. It's perfectly vanilla friendly, just like the real-life weapon. It has a fire rate of 86, full auto only, a range of 107, an accuracy of 49, a weight of 3.3 pounds, and a value of 67 caps. Now, when it comes to custom animations, of course, that is going to be one of the primary focuses of this mod, is having a full new suite of animations perfect for this weapon, because there's nothing quite like it in vanilla. And there's more than just regular animations. We also have drum mag, and we have custom sounds for regular and suppressed, and I'll be sure to show all of that off. Starting off with the standard reload. Now, the recoil might seem a bit jumpy. To be fair, I wasn't trying too hard to control it, but it is a full auto 45 pistol with no stocks. So it is going to be a bit jumpy. Something that raiders might like quite a bit. But of course, let's go ahead and grab ourselves something with not only a drum, but a suppressor as well. So you can check out the suppressed sounds as well as the drum reload. It's quite a mag dump for sure. Going all the way up from 16 to 80 rounds, the drum is definitely a significant improvement. Now then, let's talk about the unique. Here we have what's known as Fatal Flurry. Only one unique this time around, and we thought this was a perfect option for this gun. It is a even more makeshift unique that is, of course, designed around raiders. It's got the nice yellow and red paint job similar to the yellowish color to the raider armors in the vanilla game, as well as the yellow and red that you use with some of the most popular retextures for the raider armors. Has a nice makeshift grip, and of course comes stock with a drum mag. And while the barrels are all retextured, all of them are going to be red, at least in this area, so it has a nice cool transition into flames on the receiver. That was actually unintentional, and I'm really happy it worked out that way. Pretty cool. So, the unique effect for this thing is 25% faster fire rate and 15% faster reload. You might know that as the rapid legendary effect, making this thing pretty crazy. It also comes stock with the rapid receiver when you find this thing, which makes this have a fire rate that is ridiculous. But it can go a step further if you equip a muzzle booster, which will up the fire rate even more. This thing comes with no suppressor or any sort of muzzle attachment, but you can of course attach one over at the weapons workbench. Now, if you want to get your hands on this unique, it is found on a brand new raider boss, which is found at a raider location that didn't have one previously. It is an unmarked raider camp on top of a very, very large skyscraper near the Greenwich building. You probably know the one I'm talking about. It has a bunch of cool tents, and I think there might be an elevator. A pretty cool location that now has a little bit more flair and a reason to go there than besides it being a cool location. Now then, let's go ahead and talk about attachments over at the weapons workbench as our last little segment here. For receivers, we have standard, armor piercing, hardened, rapid, hardened piercing, and powerful automatic, all of which are full auto receivers. So that's why it's a bit of an interesting category compared to our normal receiver selection. For barrels, we have the short barrel, a short ported barrel, which will have a nice vent right here. We have a medium barrel, as well as a medium ported barrel, a long barrel, and of course, a long ported barrel, and then a suppressed barrel, which will make it so that you don't have access to any suppressors or muzzles or anything like that, but it already comes suppressed and has some pretty good stats to boot, so it's sort of a trade-off. For grips, we have the option for a makeshift grip, the standard plastic grip, a comfort grip made of rubber, a heavy grip made of wood, and I really like this thing, and a sharpshooter's grip, which is kind of ridiculous on this, but it's the best you're going to get for accuracy because, again, we wanted to keep this thing as a machine pistol, which means no stocks, because then we start encroaching on SMG territory, and that's not what we wanted. For magazines, we have a small mag. We have a quick eject version, which is going to be a jungle mag, so it's taped together like that, as well as medium versions of both, and large versions of both, and then a drum mag with no quick eject version. Lots of rounds, but slow reload. For sights, we have the standard iron sights. We also do have some glow sights, of course. We have a dot sight, a hollow sight, and reflex sight with that funny mount I was talking about earlier. I do like it quite a lot. We also have a laser sight that is functional, a short scope, medium scope, night vision scope, and recon scope. And it would appear that once again, Pig forgot the thermal or infrared scope. Could have sworn that that was going to stop happening, but here we are, no infrared. Oh well. For accessories, we also do have some options for a flashlight that is mounted right here to the side, as well as a recon laser and VATS targeting module. So all of that is mounted in a pretty weird position, but it was the best thing we could come up with that made it so it didn't clip with any of the barrels. So if you were to throw on, say, your recon laser, you can also use a suppressed barrel without worry of clipping. It all works perfectly. Matter of fact, I think it looks pretty neat like that. So yeah, guys, that is the 45 machine pistol from the CW team, otherwise known as the Enfield MP45 in real life. If you'd like to get your hands on this thing, you can of course download it using the link down in the description. And while you're there, consider giving the mod an endorsement if you enjoyed it. Additionally, consider giving this video a like if you enjoyed it. Both are great ways to support the channel absolutely for free if you like what I do here. If you'd like to go a step further and you really like my work, you can support me directly over on Patreon using a link down in the description. But of course, that is completely optional. Not something you should think about doing unless you have every means to and you want to. It's not something I'd be asking for, just letting you know that it is available. With that, I hope you guys enjoyed all of the content, both the video and the mods, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace!